Hello everyone, sorry for the delay for this video. I normally upload my videos on Saturdays, but I didn't because the situation is a bit crazy. I'm not gonna do an entire thing about the coronavirus, but you know what's up. Anyway, so today I wanted to talk about comparison. So comparing is something that we all do regularly, more or less consciously. We compare our income, our jobs, the way we look, and the list goes on and on. I feel like in more recent years, comparison has been seen more and more as a bad thing. The consensus being something like we shouldn't be comparing ourselves to other people because we should mind our own business or something like that. The inspiration for this video actually came from a tweet that I came across a while ago, which was essentially saying that in language learning there shouldn't be comparison because other people are not your competition. And since I read that, I've been thinking about it and I realized that actually I don't agree with this at all, and I will explain why in this video. So the word comparison in itself doesn't really have any negative or positive meaning. It's a neutral word. So if you focus purely on its meaning, there's no real reason to see comparison as a good or bad thing. However, what can happen amongst language learners, and I see it every day at work or online, is that people will compare themselves to other people, and they will use that as a way to bring themselves down. A typical example of that is when students say, my pronunciation is not good enough, I'm not making enough progress, I will never be able to learn French properly, and things like that. And in these statements, it's kind of subtle and it's not explicit, but there is, in my opinion, an element of comparison because in all these cases, you're comparing yourself against a standard of how you should be performing in your language. And I think that's where it gets quite interesting because why is it that when we notice that someone has a better level than us in a language, maybe a better pronunciation, better vocab, better whatever, why is it that we use that to bring ourselves down? And why does that make us feel crap sometimes? And I think the simple answer is mindset. So if you keep in mind the fact that comparison is a neutral word, and I really want to insist on this, this means that if it's possible to see it as something negative, or if it brings negative thoughts, then that means it can also bring you positive thoughts. That's why in this video I'd like to suggest that comparison can be turned into something positive. The way I look at it personally is that when someone is better than me at something, fluency, accent, you name it, I don't make it mean that I'm stupid, inferior, or anything sort of negative about myself. Instead, I try to think of how I can get to the same result or at least get as close as possible to it. To give you a specific example, at the moment I'm learning Japanese and I know of a lot of YouTubers that speak much better Japanese than me. For example, you have Matt vs Japan, ToKini Andy, Come to Japan, hi guys. And these people have achieved a high level of fluency in Japanese. I could easily sort of decide that I can't get to the same result because they're just smarter than me or they just have some kind of Japanese superpower. But no, why would I? The fact that they can speak great Japanese is only proof that if they can do it, then anyone else can do it, providing that they put in the work. And I really find this empowering because when I see someone doing better than me, I actually kind of take it as a challenge, which is something like, this person did this, so therefore I can also do it. And even I try to be quite open. So if someone has been successful, I'm open to, knowing about how they did it. I really want to find out what their method was. Doesn't mean that it's going to be my method or it's going to fit my needs perfectly, but you can find inspiration. So what I would like you to take away from this video is that essentially people around you who have achieved things are actually proof that you can also do it. So don't make competition or comparison something negative because it doesn't have to be. It should really be, I think, something that really tries to drive you to achieve things in your life and surpass yourself. So yeah, I thought that today I would share with you this positive mindset. I hope you found it helpful and I will see you next week. Bye.